Remember I told you, see? Me have it, you, me have it. Remember I told you, brother.
On the spot, news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype, we make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers want to go on a blessed and wonderful Friday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. No, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we are going in Jamaica. So watch this now, my peeps, to the name Friday the day when Mr. Michael smile upon some of the ones and ones them pocket. So whilst you're out there traversing the streets from Moran Point to Negril Point, safe travel, pan the gravel and continuously look out on the corner, yeah, cause the old dirty corner boy them always out there lurks. So we're gonna kick it off this morning over there in a community in the Kingston Western Police Division, one of its most crime-riddled, violence-prone community, known as Wilton Gardens, but more popularly known in the streets as Rema. Now, in recent days, there have been a flare-up of gang violence in the community between the fatherless criminals and their rivals. Now, in recent days, we have seen a number of knockings and clappings taking the lives of criminal elements and also some deemed to be independent of criminal acts and gangs. But because of their close-knittedness or their relation to a criminal element, they have lost their lives. Now, in my last vlog, I made mention of a list of persons of interest / wanted criminal elements listed by the Denham Town Police CIB. And I also gave you names and faces of some known criminal elements who are highly influential in the ongoing gang war facing the residents of Wilton Gardens. Now this morning I'm here to do the same, because you don't know, say on the Spot News Media, when I take side, once you're a criminal with a business, which side you want to come from. Once you're a criminal or a criminal enabler and you wreak havoc in these communities, on the Spot News Media will most definitely be putting you on the spotlight. Now, the first criminal element to be placed on the spotlight this morning from the Wilton Gardens community of Rema is this criminal element here presently on your screen. A real old dirty kind of boy. Yeah, man. Most definitely no stranger to the police and no stranger to the residents of Rema. Now, Countryman, as he's affectionately called in the criminal underworld, was one of the Nackis and Clappis that knock it and clap it and Kerry Parker Gunter on Tuesday along 3rd Street. That a lucky father, the breakfast man, yeah man, eyewitnesses could have pointed him out as one of the trigger men. So this old dirty kind of boy is most definitely wanted by the police. And he also have other criminal associates close to him because he's just a trigger man and he's led by the known so-called top men in the clique. Persons who are from the Rema community can also vividly remember the knockings and clappings that took the life of Cynthia. Now this criminal element known as Countryman was also involved in that particular knockings and clappings. Now our next old dirty kind of boy that needs to be taken off the street. One of the most influential factor in the ongoing gang war right now in Rema is this old dirty kind of boy who was, by the way, listed by the Denham Town Police as wanted. He has since been identified as Rohan Edwards, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Cornbread. Yeah, man. A known Nakis and Clappis, a known violence producer in the community of Rema and also that of Trenchtown. Now them two man presently on your screen. The one in that green t-shirt, blue jeans and white sneakers is identified as Andre. He's also a known criminal element, a old dirty kind of boy who knock it and clap it on behalf of Cornbread. Yeah, man. So I want a Cornbread top knockis and clappis, this criminal element here. The next man beside him, big enough man, but anytime them man they make step, alone, tall up tall, them man they roll with straight. Yeah, man. Now our next man did stand up beside him, but we not gonna show him face, but we are gonna link him one away still and make him know say he need to stay away from these criminal elements, or else he might go find himself caught up in the bangarang where I go on. In fact, we not have to even call him name, because him see and him identify the picture so him know that he was standing right beside the criminal element in the middle when he a mic. So you know yourself. So this is a warning before you get the can in. Yeah, man. Now, there's another crew of criminal elements, another criminal organization known as the Ballers man them. Now, them man they really help the fatherless man them to come back in the place and take over. Them man they give them house to live in, bed for sleep and car for drive, and even woman for sleep with at some point in time. So the original fatherless man them come back in the place and get comfortable. Hence the recent flare-ups. There is also a known criminal element who is said to be an ex-JDF member, and he's most definitely one to be feared and one to be very careful of. He has since been identified as Kemar. He's a known factor in the ongoing gang war. And of course, the Dan for the Ballers man them, known as Boise. He too is most definitely wanted by the police. You have other names, prominent names in the criminal underworld who are the men that is fueling the fire in this ongoing gang war in Rema. We are talking about man like Pepe. We are talking about Cavell. We are talking about Shots. We are talking about Labas. And we are talking about Eddie. Them man there are the original fatherless man them. So all these names, all these persons are very integral in stemming the war we are going right now in Rema. So them man need to be taken in by the police, questioned, and if them need to take off of the street, them get take off of the street. And if the police go out in search of them and them decide to put up a resistance by taking on the likes of Officer Yeman Pick and team, you don't know, shut-eye country land settings should most definitely be the order of the day. But anyway, make we continue. Now we're going to give you a list of some wanted criminal elements that is deemed wanted by the police. Now the first man presently on your screen identified as Nigel Bailey, but more popularly known in the criminal underworld as Madras. This criminal element here is most definitely wanted by the police for knockings and clappings that had resulted in the loss of life of a man and also wounding with intent. This criminal element is wanted by the Montego Bay police. The next criminal element presently on your screen, most definitely no stranger to On The Spot News Media and no stranger to the St. Catherine North Police. We are talking about Junior Brown, wanted for knockings and clappings that resulted in the loss of life of a man. He frequents the Springvale district, Bagwalk, and also all sections of St. Catherine. Now, if you know which part this brother are there, please contact the Spanish Town CIB. The next man presently on your screen identified as Gregory Ferguson, but most people call him Rough. Now, this brother frequents the Marchpen Road community and other sections of St. Catherine. And as I stated earlier, he's wanted for knockings and clappings that has resulted in the loss of life of a man. So Spanish Town Police most definitely need him. So last but most definitely not the least, this brother identified as Brian King, or some may know him as Marlon King because him switch up him name more time for make himself a different person. But to know your Marlon King or Brian King as a whole knockis and clappis in the streets, and you also frequent the Fletcher's Land community in the Kingston Central Police Division. You also frequent Kitson Town in St. Catherine, and you are most definitely wanted for your knockings and clappings with intent. So anyone knowing the whereabouts of any one of these criminal elements are to contact the Montego Bay CIB or the Spanish Town CIB at 984-2874 or 984-3165. And still in the St. Catherine North Police Division, this firearm presently on your screen and several rounds of ammunition was seized during a targeted raid along Johns Road in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. All of this took place on Tuesday, December 12th. Now, reports reaching On The Spot News Media is that the Spanish Town Police went on a targeted raid sometime about 6:30 a.m. and carried out that raid along a premises where this JA 9mm pistol along with a magazine containing 7 9mm rounds of ammunition was found in bushes. No one was arrested in relation to that fine. So another decent spot of work again by the squad of them. Yeah, man. Now, knockings and clappings took place on the grounds of the Gregory Park Primary School. The police in the area is saying that knockings and clappings was a result of a reprisal attack being planned by the criminal elements. Now, On The Spot News Media understands that a police team attached to the St. Catherine South Operational Unit were acting on intelligence. They arrived at the school sometime around 8:15 a.m. where at least 3 armed criminal elements were seen lurking at the front of the school premises. It was also reported that the men seeing the police ran in different directions. It is also stated that one of the men scaled the perimeter wall of the school in a bid to escape, but he was then confronted on the compound by the police and a knockings and clappings ensued. It is said that the police knock it and clap it in the direction of the criminal element who decided to take them on in a brazen daylight knockings and clappings, and that man was fatally taken out in a hail of bullets. It is said that the police retrieved a Taurus 9mm pistol from the person of that criminal element. Now, the criminal element is presently on your screen. He has since been identified by his alias as Don Royal. Yeah, man, said to be of a Gregory Park address. Now we are going to hear from the senior superintendent in charge of the St. Catherine South Police Division. That's Senior Superintendent Christopher Phillips, as he weighs in on this latest spate of violence in his police division. Anyways, listen.
Man who has still been unidentified, suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wound, and with a black and gold Taurus 9mm pistol. Also a magazine containing 3 live rounds taken from that man. He was assisted to the Spanish Town Hospital, where he was later pronounced dead on arrival by the doctor on duty. That community, about a day or 2 ago, we had a murder inside there, and what our intel is suggesting is that these men were actually planning a retaliation for that murder.
We are not certain if the person who was engaged with the police would have been a parent of ours or a relative to any of the students who are here. So hearing the number of gunshots would have, for some children it was the first time they're experiencing anything like that. And for it to, happen on the school compound, that was quite frightening and alarming. Our school has a perimeter wall right around 800 meters of it. But at this time, based on what occurred, it would be prudent for us to add to that now, to do some razor wire to raise it, and include razor wire, and hopefully if we can get some closed circuit TVs, that would be good as well, to make sure that the situation doesn't recur, or it minimizes the chance of, when it's fright, people can do anything. So whether razor wire or not, a man will scale offense just in case. We have made contact with the ministry, so they are aware of the situation. We have spoken to them, so they are going to be dispatching a team tomorrow to come in to talk with the students prior to the class parties. Because after tomorrow, most children will not be returning to school, after class party.
So the voice in the latter part of that voice clip is that of the principal of the Gregory Park Primary School, Richard Williams. Now over there in the parish of Clarendon, the Clarendon police are stated that they have charged a suspect with a quadruple knockings and clappings over there in Summerfield, Clarendon. Now the man is linked to the October 4th quadruple knockings and clappings that took the life of 4 in Summerfield, Chapelton, Clarendon. He has officially been charged. He has since been identified as 24-year-old Shalom Bent, otherwise called Trey in the streets, or Badadan. Yeah, man. Now, for those who can remember, the Summerfield community was jolted by explosions after the criminal element known as Trey or Badadan allegedly opened fire at a bar in the area, hitting several patrons. Kish Brown, age 44, Theo Manning, age 29, Verrell Manning, age 39, and 64-year-old Clifton Campbell all lost their lives, same place, on the spot. So we're going to hear from the superintendent in charge of the Clarendon Police, that is Superintendent Carlos Russell, as he weighs in on the latest spate of crime and violence affecting his police division. Listen.
So he was charged on December 1st and placed before the court on the 7th of December and has been remanded for court on January 11th of next year. So the charge of Bent would have bring closure to this quadruple murder in the Summerfield space. I know the families of these persons would be pleased to know that someone has been brought to justice for these gruesome acts. Siran Walford, 33-year-old security guard, also of Jonah Crescent, was charged today for that murder. The investigation into that matter is continuing, as there are also other persons that we are looking for who were also involved in that murder. We also have some persons that we want to turn themselves in. Kaim Rowe is called Shane Little Brother from the Freetown era. He's wanted for murder. Panif Bloomfield, wanted for shooting with intent. Steve Francis from the Fourth Part Space, also wanted for murder. We have several operational plans that are in place to ensure the safety of the citizens of Clarendon. We have put additional boots on the ground in the town. We are also continuing our operational activities targeting the wanted persons as also the violence producers. And we assure the citizens of Clarendon that they will have a peaceful Christmas.
Now over there in the western section of Jamaica, the parish of St. James, the security forces went on separate pre-dawn operations in St. James on Wednesday and arrested 2 wanted criminal elements that is definitely wanted by the United States of America authorities. Uncle Sam send for them 2 criminal, yeah man. They are wanted for scamming related activities. The man has since been identified as Tajay Singh, age 26, and his criminal accomplice identified as Jason Plummer, who is said to be age 31. The 2 were arrested at their homes in Paradise Heights in Montego West Village, respectively. It is said that during the operation that involved the lottery scamming task force and the Jamaica Fugitive Apprehension Team and the Jamaica Defense Force, the 2 were arrested on extradition warrants from the United States of America. It is said that they are accused of mail fraud, wire fraud, money laundering, and other offenses related to lottery scamming. They'll remain in custody pending their extradition hearing. Yeah, man. Now, the last thing that we are going to talk about is this criminal element here presently on your screen, where the man them nyam him food and broke the plate over there in Hanover. Now, this criminal element here is a known Nakis and Clappis when nyam a next man food some time ago in March. Now, his fatal knockings and clappings was a reprisal because of his criminal lifestyle. So good riddance to Nikki Ennis of Hanover. Yeah man, the man them nyam him food and broke the plate. Shut eye control and settings is the order of the day. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscasts. On The Spot News Media. Yeah man.